Welcome to the Catamount Football Show with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill MAYO, your host. And on this week's show, we're going to take a look back at last Friday night's game against Northwest and talk a little bit about the upcoming opponent, the Lafayette Ramblers. So stay right here. We'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Got car problems? That's no problem for AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists. Bring your foreign or domestic vehicle into AAA Transformers and have our certified master technicians perform the most comprehensive diagnostics over any other shop. AAA Transformers utilizes the latest technology, so you can rest assured that you get the proper diagnosis the first time, so only necessary repairs are made. Save time and money on all your brake, AC, tune-up, and transmission needs, all backed by the best warranty in the business. That's AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance cost? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
Back on Catamount football and Coach Land, Friday night's game, certainly after the last couple of weeks, great to get on the right side of the ledger, but kids played well and played a fine opponent too.
Well, my first off, hats off as always to Coach Robinson. He's one of my good friends in this business. You find people that have similar scenarios and you kind of gravitate to each other. Yeah, they had a great game plan for us. They had obviously scouted us and knew some of our little nuances that we like to do. And obviously, as you watch the film, you can tell that they took advantage of some of those in the first half. We came back in the second half and made a few adjustments. I was extremely happy with our lines of scrimmage. I felt like this game, just watching the film again today, it was won in the offensive line and in the defensive line. Consistently, we were the first ones to come across that line and strike the other team. And that's something I know you guys, you and Coach Jordan, I know Coach Bennett and Coach Bennett. I know that's something that you guys are encouraging every week. The prize fighter is always the one that hits first. So that's where it all starts. It starts in that line of scrimmage. Now from that, we had some great individual performances. Kelvis is great to see him come in there and get 178 yards. Cole threw the ball well. Will Irwin, it's good to see him block well, but then turn around and catch well, and that's such a double-edged sword. Defensively, Eder had a great game, but everybody says, "Well, what a game for the ages." We get that out of Eder every week. It's just sometimes plays like the interception, like the fake punt, those are more
visible.
Visible. But we get that kind of effort out of him every week. So that's what's great. I thought our linebacker stepped up and played much better inside, in between the tackles. And then our defensive backs, we just challenged them this week. Don't give up the big play. We're going to give them out when they go 5 wide and they're 4 wide. You can't cover the whole field at once. Everybody wants to think you can, but you can't. So, hey, we said all week, we'll give them the short stuff. We'll give them the slants. We'll pick our opportunities to not do it. We'll give them some of the screens. But what we're going to take away is those deep Trojan passes that's sitting back there that they're trying to bait you up on to throw. I was very proud of our coaches as well, making those adjustments at halftime.
One of the key stats, and it's been a bugaboo for us up until this game, has been turnovers.
Absolutely.
No turnovers by us, and 2 turnovers that our defense got. And talk about those 2 turnovers a little bit because a lot of times interceptions might be a bad throw by a quarterback, but those weren't bad throws. Those receivers were open. They were just outstanding athletic plays, one by Lyle Durham and the other by Eder Moore.
Yeah, the first one by Lyle was so timely. Right there, we felt like it was a moment that the offense was driving. It was an offense going in there before halftime where, you're saying to yourself, okay, we're sitting here with a lead. Can we get another touchdown? Then suddenly, now you're like, doggone. Now they've got the momentum back. So the first thing that Lyle stole more than the ball was the momentum.
Right.
So that was huge. And it was just a great play. It was a fundamental play. That's what's so kind of great about that play. It's a fundamental play that Coach Carpenter's worked on with him time and time again. And he just literally, he makes his play action read, and then he turns around and sprints. And like you said, it's a great throw. But, when you're 6'4", 6'3 and a half, great elevation, catches the ball, so it was big. The second one, obviously, is the one that you remember because they are driving. They do have the momentum. They just scored. They're about to drive down to score again. And that's the great thing about Etter. He's one of those players, and we've got quite a few. They scout as the game goes on. It doesn't require a coach to go, now remember, they did this, they did this, they did this. He kind of was making, and as soon as he saw that route, he jumped that route, and that's a timing throw, so the quarterback's kind of throwing it, kind of behind a duck blind. He's not really sure. He's just trying to put it there, and Etter just beats the receiver to the route. And like I said, very timely, but one of those that it was a result of hard work and just being a good football player.
Absolutely. I think one of the other things was just it was interesting, the flow of the game. First half, it was 14-0 at halftime, and came in at halftime, and you knew they were a good team. They were going to fight back, but then they kind of took over for a little bit, and it was nice to see our guys stop that momentum and turn it back the other direction and finish off the game, and particularly the last, as an offensive coach and offensive line coach, that last 3 minutes and 20 seconds where they had 2 timeouts and we kept the ball and finished the game. That's outstanding.
Well, we're a young team. I have to constantly remind myself of this. I look out there and we've got 7 sophomores and freshmen that are playing on Friday night. But secondly, we're also a young team in this playing guys both ways. That's something that's kind of new to us. And so we had some guys that began to get tired. And in those moments that we got some substitutions, we got some guys in there and got some fresh bodies. In those last 3 minutes, though, that was a special 3 minutes for me because I'm a walk-on / scout team fan, of our players. And we had 3 guys that have paid their dues on scout team that lined up in that backfield and on our offensive line of scrimmage, and we ran behind them. We told them, you 3, this is the moment that you've waited for, your career. You're the horses. And we lined up behind those guys, and we ran with them and behind them. And, wasn't that anybody else was doing less. They were doing the same. But, one thing that I told one of the guys, I watched Marvin one time run in there, and I see his feet come up off the ground, and they're still running. But what I realized is the line has, picked him up. Right. They wanted Marvin to succeed. That's the great thing about this team. They wanted him to succeed. So, therefore, I look at Cole Calfee's even leaning on the pile, on one of those. So, that's a great example, I think, of the heart of this team and the character of this team. And, we just, it's exciting to see it come out in games like this when it matters.
Absolutely, absolutely. Stay right here, back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
AstroTurf is grateful to have been a part of this community over the last 40 years. And as Whitfield County has grown, AstroTurf has grown to be the leader worldwide in synthetic sports surfaces. Our assistance with the area parks and the new AstroTurf arena will hopefully show the community our appreciation. Soft, safe, and the most durable technology available today, AstroTurf, it's the new generation. This is not your father's AstroTurf.
Welcome back to Catamount Football. We've got our key players of the game segment, and we've got a couple of interviews from Friday night after the game, so let's watch them.
Well, the game tonight, we came out with our heads up. We haven't had a win at home all this year, so, we came out pumped more than we have all season, We came out and played as a family, We did our thing to halftime, they came back a little bit. But we faced adversity, but we never gave up. We kept our heads up, played as a family, kept the ball going, tried to keep the ball as long as we could. Well, some kids in the game, of course, as always, Kelvis, he helped us all the way through the game as always, He kept his head up, he ran hard as always, practice games. He kept us in the game as always, Without him and our linemen, I don't think we could have done it, but, and when he got hurt, I came in, I helped out. Again, without the linemen, we couldn't have came out with this victory tonight. So, I give up to the linemen, help us in this game. It feels amazing to have the first win at home. It's my senior year, my first victory at home. It feels great. I feel like a kid again. You know, I'm just out here having fun with my boys I grew up with. It's great.
The defensive line, they're basically they were just a spread team, but they like to run the traps and all sorts of stuff. So they kept toying with us and everything. But, like, defensive line really stepped up because they basically shut everything down and forced them to pass, and that's when we started getting picks. And, you know, hats off to linebackers and DBs because, you know, previously we struggled with spread, but we just really stepped up today, and it was great. It's just a great win, you know, a little rivalry. So basically it was just, I mean, we really needed it with it coming off 2 losses, but, you know, we prevailed and we stepped up.
Wood, 299. Wood, 159. Set. Mike Jones here, and you better blitz to Carpet Express. We have 3/4-inch hardwood for $2.99 a square foot. We have engineered wood for $1.59 a square foot. And to help you reach your goal to put wood in your home, Carpet Express is offering a 25-cent a square foot rebate. So rush into Carpet Express while supplies last, because everybody's out to get their quarterback.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
Welcome back to Catamount Football. We've got our key players of the game segment. Got a couple of guys with us. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Brandon Painter. I'm number 3. I'm a senior this year, and I play wide receiver.
I'm Brennan Dale. I'm number 20. I'm also a senior, and I play receiver.
All right, Brandon Painter, let's start with you. Now, talk to me about being a receiver in the Catamount offense. We don't throw the ball a whole lot, but you guys get some opportunities, but you've got some other important jobs, don't you?
A lot of my important jobs is blocking, obviously, since we don't throw the ball a whole lot. But one of the things I've been trying to work on is blocking downfield more instead of just holding my block or working to the next level. If the linebackers blitz or something like that, working my way to the safety. That's one thing I've had to work on, and just getting downfield more. So Kelvis and our other running backs, if they do break away, we're there to hold another block, even though we're 30 yards downfield or so.
I was going to say, for people watching that maybe don't kind of casually watch football, usually if a running back makes a long run, one of you guys have picked off the safety or gotten on a corner. Talk about that, because there's a lot of wide open space out there. You've got to get the right angles. You've got to not get juked out. There's some technique involved in blocking those guys.
Yes, sir. Me and Dale here, that one thing we did have to work on is getting downfield. And a lot of times it's easy to just, if your guy's gone, just to kind of float around in the middle of nowhere. But lately we've been trying to run upfield and make sure we get that safety, so when he does break away for a long run, we're there to take that safety out or hold him up so Kelvis or somebody else can get free. Talk
about the receiving part of your game. I mean, when you do throw the ball, you guys are 2 of our key receivers, and some responsibilities in the passing game, right?
Yes, sir. We obviously love when we throw the ball, and so when they call a pass route, make sure I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. My spacing's right, because even if the ball's not coming to me, if I run the right route and I have the right spacing, it'll free another guy up to get the ball and kind of space their defense out some. And that's one thing I think about when I'm running out for the ball, even if it's not coming my way, just trying to run a really good route so maybe another guy can be open.
And both you guys are open on every play, right?
Yes, sir.
I've never met a receiver that didn't think they're not open on every single snap.
We're open on every snap of the ball.
I'm glad we got that clarified.
There was one play that I wasn't open on.
Oh, okay.
There was one.
That first pass of the game when there were four
guys
white shirts running around?
Yeah.
Let's talk to you, Brandon. Dale, now talk about your role in the offense. You do quite a few different things for us, and kind of expound on that a little bit.
I would say, I'm just one of those guys who, if you throw me out there, I'll do whatever you ask of me. And like Painter said, a lot of our responsibility is blocking downfield and holding our blocks especially when the ball's coming to us. And even when the ball's not coming to us, we got to fire off and cut the guy off, because if Kelvis makes a cutback and we're in the middle of him, the guy's not going to make the tackle. But if we're loafing off the ball he's going to get to Kelvis, and we can't let that happen.
Right.
So when we do throw the ball, we have to give all the effort we can, because you don't know how many times we're going to throw the ball game. We could throw the ball 10 times, we could throw the ball 2 times, just depending on what the defense is giving us and what we need to do at that point in time. So, and then I have the Wildcat package. We haven't really seen much of it this year. Right. But like I said, it's just whatever we need at that time. If that's what we need, then we'll do it. And if that's not what we need, then we don't have to go to it. And we have some good backs, and we have a good offensive line. So we're not one of those teams who have to go out, and we got a pretty good defense. We're not one of those teams who have to go out and score 6 points a game and throw the ball 35 times. We just kind of run the ball at you and let our offensive line do most of the work.
Talk about Friday night a little bit. I know the last couple of weeks have been difficult, especially you guys are seniors in your last season. Sure was nice to get a win and come back and play well, and on top of it, a big rivalry game, right?
Yes, sir. It was nice. I think everybody enjoyed it. And the difference in this game was we're physical. And we had emotion. Some of the coaches said it after the game. We had more emotion this game than we've had in a while. The other game that probably would compare to this emotion-wise was the Calhoun game. We had a lot of eggs in that basket, and I think it kind of put some people down when we lost it. So I think we've got that back, and we're going to finish strong and see who we have in the playing game, and then we'll show up to play in the playoffs.
That's right. You got a tough Lafayette team this week, and I know you guys will be ready to play and work hard in practice and be ready to go on Friday night, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for coming on the show. You guys do a great job, and look forward to watching the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
So right here with Catamount Football, we'll be back after these messages.
No problem with the deadline. Yeah, our internet service connection flies now that we have OptiLink.
You're the star with OptiLink from Dalton Utilities. Local customer service, lightning fast internet, stellar phone and television at affordable rates.
I'd like to thank Mike and Brian and IT for making all of this possible, as well as Helen and personnel and my great OptiLink installer.
Don't you deserve the star treatment? Sign up with OptiLink today.
With OptiLink, I'm the star.
When the diagnosis is cancer, you want the best. Advanced surgical, radiation, and chemotherapy treatment, all available under one roof. A center large enough to treat advanced or complex cases with outcomes that meet or exceed national standards. A dedicated team of physicians, nurses, and therapists treating each patient the way they want to be treated. It's all here at Hamilton Regional Cancer Institute. Hamilton Health. Quality matters.
A restaurant should be more than just a place to eat. Enjoy community, tradition, and unbeatable home-style cooking at the Oakwood Cafe, located in historic downtown Dalton. Our food, fair prices, and friendly staff have made the Oakwood Cafe one of the fastest-growing businesses in Georgia. We offer catering services that can bring our distinctive flavor anywhere. We also provide the opportunity to team up with us through franchising. Whether you're a newcomer or a regular, stop by and have the dining experience you've needed. Come feel at home with us at the Oakwood Cafe.
Back on the Catamount Football Show, we've got Coach Steve Sparks. Coach Sparks, welcome to the show.
Good to see you again. It hadn't been that long, has it?
I know it has not. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. You have been with Catamounts for a year now, and last season you worked with tight ends and with us on the offensive line, and now you've shifted positions, stepped up when Coach Martinez went to the administration position at the middle school and coaching our running backs. Talk about that transition for you, how that's been, and the difference in coaching those guys versus coaching the guys up front.
Well, to be honest with you, Bill, it's kind of like being a utility player, a utility infielder or something like that. I just went where I was needed, and it's been good. It's been fun working with those glory guys, but at the same time, I miss those linemen too.
Well, I know that's where your heart is with the guys up front.
Once you're a line coach, you're always a line coach. Sure. You know that.
Absolutely. Speaking of the guys, your guys from Friday night, you had, in stepping up, you had a couple of kids that stepped up when we needed them. Maybe not a lot of snaps, but a lot of production out of D.L. Goins and Marvin Hill at really a critical time in that game.
Absolutely. And team-wise, it doesn't stop there either. You could just go on and on.
Right.
There were probably 10 or more kids that in some way played a significant role in the outcome of that game. And but D.L. Goins came in and did some hard running, some good blocking. From the day before that he had a great game in the JV game as well.
Right, played a couple of quarters in that game and did a really good job.
And the situation with DL and me right now is that the better he plays when he gets the opportunity, the more he plays.
Right.
And, I've explained that situation to him. We're just looking for DL to come on. I believe that Robert Hardaway would love the break,
right.
At fullback too.
Absolutely.
But Marvin Hill comes in, in the fourth quarter and runs hard, churning his feet and getting that extra yard, and of course that was a great thing too. And we're just looking for the opportunity now to get my other senior, Jerry Marino, in there somewhere and find some packages that he can perform in and contribute in that way. And when we do that, my season will be complete as far as contributions right there.
That's right. That's a good group of guys you have, and certainly, of course, Kelvis, and everybody knows about Kelvis.
Absolutely.
And, what he's done for us as a sophomore this year. So a good combination of some young guys and some older guys, and starting to mix and match a little bit, coming into that point of the season where you need those fresh legs in the backfield, right?
You start developing personnel towards certain things. You've got a guy who can catch a screen pass, or you've got a guy who can flare well and catch the ball. You've got a fullback who's good at getting in the flat on a play action pass. You've got a tight end and maybe who can run that corner route, to throw the waggle pass and those kinds of things. And those are the things that get you down the road in the playoffs. They help you to win those big games.
Now, before we close out this segment, I always like to let the coaches talk about their families a little bit. So kind of update us on your family and how everybody's doing.
Okay. My wife is Susan. She works over at Christian Heritage. She's the librarian over there. Have two daughters, Missy and Abby. Missy is over in Augusta with her husband, Colby Duckett. They are in medical school. She works at Medical College of Georgia and is a secretary for one of the doctors there, one of the world-renowned doctors, and she has a pretty significant job as well, working on her master's in business as well while she's there. Abby works for Boys and Girls Club and is still at home with us. My son Drew, we're very proud of. He's in the Navy. He's just gone active and has been in training in Virginia. And 1st of November, he'll be off to Dubai. And from there, who knows?
All right. We certainly appreciate what you do for the Catamounts and appreciate Drew's service to the country. And I know that makes you proud.
Absolutely.
And thanks so much for coming on and being a part of the Catamount family. So right here, we'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
We got a hit. Here comes dinner!
I'm not eating that.
There's no place like Outback for our perfectly grilled shrimp and new Royal Port Catch.
I can't believe you guys didn't catch anything.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Back on Catamount football, we've got the first half highlights from the Northwest game. Coach, let's take a look at that. It was a nice evening. Thought it might rain a little bit, but turned out to be beautiful weather.
It was perfect,
and the field was fantastic.
It was like Saturday.
It really was.
I mean, that was a great. The community support was awesome. The kids felt it. You know, I think we all kind of have a part to play in this emotion thing. You know, the players have to give the fans something to stand up and cheer about, but sometimes the fans, we need them to stand up and cheer to give the players something to play for maybe sometimes. But
both sides had excellent support.
Absolutely,
for both
absolutely. Teams. And it was a great job of just, the way that the field was set up was just outstanding, and the quarterback club always does a great job.
There's a little throw and catch to Will Irwin, picks up about 9 or 10 yards there. Good way to start out the game. I think that was actually the first play of the game.
Yep.
Here's Kelvis picking up 4 or 5 tough yards right there, getting some good blocking from the guys up front. But Northwest plays a 4-3 defense, and they play it very well.
Yeah, I've been playing it a while. I mean,
they have a long time.
You can tell the consistency of that.
There's Cole back to pass. Good catch by Brandon Dale right there. Just a little out route. Good protection, but ended up having to punt on the first possession. But we at least flipped the field position on him and got him down. Eder did a great job of getting him down inside the 10-yard line there.
Grant Sane, we always talk about Grant snapping, but Grant's become such a great tackler for us on this as well. He's been in on the last 3 of our last 4 punts, so great job by Grant. Good job here of our defense. One of the things about this offense with Coach Crane coming from Southeast, it's a spread it out and throw it kind of all over the place. They make you guard the full 50 yards of width of the field and the full 100 yards of the field. And great job right here of Eder. It's kind of a cross read that he has to make, and even though he's up front, he has to drop back and play deep, and he played it just outstanding right there. Outstanding.
Saw Leighton Reese chasing the quarterback too. Didn't get to him, but he made
Listen,
him throw it.
Leighton had a great game, and right here's a perfect example why. If they show a highlight of this right here, Leighton is such a dominant force at the nose guard. Right here, you'll see he requires the double team. Well, that gives Jay an open door, and man, he just steps through it and just puts the pile there.
He ran through the open door.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way you design it. And when you've got somebody like Leighton that can tie up too. Right here, we wanted to go after at least one block, and we got a first one. Got Brandon Painter this week. We're kind of alternating these guys in at returning punts, and he did a great job, outstanding.
Comes another just power play, Kelvis, picking up 5 or 6 yards. Trap here with Robert Hardaway.
Did a great job by Hayden Gross. His trap man wasn't there, and he just, y'all call it what, hugging the curve, right?
That's right. Just log him. There's Kelvis again. Running hard after contact. I mean, you see Kelvis, all night long, he probably picked up half his yards after he got hit.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
So you get another replay of it. There's Hardaway making a good block, and there he is breaking 2 or 3 tackles.
He runs so low. He's down behind his pads. Great job of Ryan Young. Ryan Young, who was one of our senior defensive ends, tore his knee up and was an inspirational leader for us this Friday night as well.
4th down conversion to Will Irwin. Big throw and catch right there. Here comes Hardaway on a little midline play, and Cole Calfee does a great job of reading it and pulls it and picks up about 10 yards there. Getting down close to the goal line. Peyton Veraldi, Calfee's helmet came off. The touchdown maker. Cole's helmet came off, and Peyton had to come in. And a lot of times you're worried about fumbled snap. He got the snap right away, hands it to Kelvis for a touchdown. So that's the first score of the game. Good excitement. Good blocks there by Robert Hardaway, Hayden Gross, Dakota Tankersley, Juan Pacheco, BJ, and Jake Roberts were the offensive line guys. Of course, Will Irwin in there. So some good excitement.
Great job. That was a great job. And, we challenged them, love on your teammate when they do something good, it is work, but it doesn't have to be all about work. So, our kickoff team did a great job here kicking it in, and then we were offsides. We ended up having to bring it back. It's about a 19-yard shift. Good job of Chris Childs. Chris Childs is a young corner that's coming along for us and just made a tremendous play. Right there was a great job. Our inside line just We got Humberto Corona inside and Jordan Keener, who played maybe one of the games of his career. We had a new starter at our wheel, Elijah Stidman, who is his mother had some surgery this week and was able to kind of play over and play through that. So a great job there. And, you know, all of these guys are so many stories. You see right here Jordan Keener doing a neat deal, and it allowed the opportunity for Lyle to back up there. He just played a little spy technique. And this, you'll see Jordan, he kind of backs up. He gets a little bit deeper, and right there, bam, just a great job. Good job of Nathan Bryant coming in on a big hit there as well.
Good job of Lyle getting back in his pass route. When watching that play from the press box, it looked like he was open. And, in fact, I said, oh, no, the guy in the seam's open. And the next thing you know, Lyle's back underneath it and comes up with a big interception. And a lot of excitement on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's what we've been missing. It's good to have that thing back, absolutely.
Good job of Jake Roberts and Robert Hardaway there. Jake set in the corner for us and Robert lead blocking, but aren't able to finish the drive and end up kicking it.
Jace Chastain, one of our freshmen that we've got playing this year, he's playing quarterback for us as well, but he comes in and plays a very physical young man, does a great job right there getting down the field on our punt and on our kickoff coverage. Once again, great job right here of Ethan Marlowe staying at home and flushing it, and Chris Childs, and you see Jason there again making another great play. And, you know, these guys, our coaches did a great job of having this game scouted, and Coach Carpenter called a great game. You see it right here. It's kind of a double reverse with a pass. We had a safety over the top on the vertical and allowed Chris to come up and take that little guy right there that runs out of the backfield. And then right here, what an outstanding kicker. And he's been excellent so far this year. And
just had a tough night.
Had a tough night, and we're
toss sweep. Good job by the guys getting out in front.
Good job,
Hayden Gross, Hardaway.
Yeah, and Brandon Painter. You talked to those guys earlier. This is a great job right here, and Eder, you know, he
great call, Coach.
Well, thank you very much. You know, it's good to be able to make those calls after the fact. You know, like
That's
everybody else gets to. But no, he has a little bit of freelance ability. If he sees that he can get that, there's certain places and times in the game where he knows if it's open to take it. And while we didn't call it, you know, he knows that there's a little bit of latitude there. But, you know, it's kind of like
just being a football player.
We're behind you if you win or you win. You know? So I'm behind him if he makes it. You know?
Just being a football player.
Yeah, that's just being a football player, and you let those guys play football.
Coming in, another power play. There's
great job, Hayden.
Just keeping his feet driving. Moving, picking up 4 or 5 tough yards.
We're going to have to sew his shirt in, though. There's so many tackles made on him because his shirt sticks out. So we're going to have to.
A little short fourth down. Good job by Cole Calfee picking up the first down. Good surge by the line.
Great
option
job
play
right there.
And good read by Cole and good tough run. And helmet gets banged off, and here comes the designated
touchdown maker.
The designated touchdown maker. Peyton takes the handoff.
Great run here, though.
What a good run. Good job of staying on their feet. But
good job of Will Irwin.
Look at all the yards after contact.
Will Irwin marched his guy down all the way across the run, and it was on the other side. What a great job by Will. And that's one of the things that makes Will so attractive to colleges. His blocking ability is outstanding. I mean, the fact that he can catch it is almost gravy. I mean, that's great.
Yes, he's really does a good job for us. He's key in
See, he comes all the way on that middle linebacker, wipes him out.
So that makes it 14-0 at this point, with about 1:05 to go in the first half.
Yeah. Good job of Lyle making him force up and pull early and not let him get his feet set. Get another good job right here, backside pursuit right here by Jay. Once again, that's made because Humberto and Leighton and Jordan Keener, they clogged that middle up, you know, and Leighton comes from the backside. Here comes Jay. You see Keener. I mean, they took away his scramble lanes, and that's just a great job of putting in what we do at practice into the game. So, once again, we come into here at the end. I never thought, you know, I don't know how many field goals we allowed, but it was about 3 in a row. So, great job there of our field goal block team coming in and pushing them out right there.
Seeing the second attempt here.
And he just basically pushes it right again. So, once again, a great job of those guys holding that line right there. And it's a whole lot better to go in with us having the momentum instead of Northwest with the momentum.
Absolutely. 14-0 at the half. We'll be back with the second half highlights in just a minute.
Got car problems? That's no problem for AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists. Bring your foreign or domestic vehicle into AAA Transformers and have our certified master technicians perform the most comprehensive diagnostics over any other shop. AAA Transformers utilizes the latest technology, so you can rest assured that you get the proper diagnosis the first time, so only necessary repairs are made. Save time and money on all your brake, AC, tune-up, and transmission needs, all backed by the best warranty in the business. That's AAA Transformers Transmission Specialists.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance cost? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
AstroTurf is grateful to have been a part of this community over the last 40 years. And as Whitfield County has grown, AstroTurf has grown to be the leader worldwide in synthetic sports surfaces. Our assistance with the area parks and the new AstroTurf arena will hopefully show the community our appreciation. Soft, safe, and the most durable technology available today, AstroTurf, it's the new generation. This is not your father's AstroTurf.
We're back with the second half highlights, and wanted to come out of the locker room and keep control of the game and keep momentum, but Northwest got the ball first, and here they are.
And did the most with it. And, you know, everybody has you practice all week for one half. Then you get 15 minutes to prepare for the second half. This was key right here, this bad snap on this down. They had a little bit of momentum, so they come in right here, and a fine punter, got a big leg, drove it down. Brandon Painter did a great job of this week of just securing the punt and getting the ball back to the offense.
That's right, and catching it's just so important to catch those punts.
It is.
Picked up 3 or 4 yards there, and here comes a toss sweep with
great double there.
Yep, and good run by Kelvis here. Gets down.
Has a great job of their defender right there to run him down and also try to knock the ball out.
Hustled all the way down the field. You'll see I'm sure we'll have a replay here in a second. You'll see Dakota Tankersley and Robert Hardaway. Dakota's pulling. They wind up on the same guy.
Yeah, great angle.
Yep, good angle. And there goes Kelvis, and good hustle by the safety there trying to punch the ball out. But Kelvis got good ball security and wind up with a first and goal, I think about the 9-yard line. Is that where we were?
Yeah, right on the 9. First and goal at the 9.
Certainly wanted to get the ball in, weren't able to. Ended up kicking a field goal to make it 17-0.
And, you know, my thinking there is we just needed to get the points. You know, we needed to get the points on that. Great job right here of Layton playing off a double team. They pretty much double teamed him the whole night when he was inside. Ethan Marlowe had a solid game outside. See a great job right here of Lyle. And, you know, we picked and chose our times to try to stop the slant. You know, we'd like to stop it every time, but sometimes great job of Elijah playing out there. Sometimes you can't stop everything at the same time. You got to take your pick. So great job of those guys right here. Good job of Layton. Great job right there of Elijah. And then Jay getting out there, Rocco from the backer position. But they do move the ball down. They give us a trip set, and they flood out into it and throw. And just right there, another great job of Chris Childs. And the rule is you got to catch the ball inbounds. You can catch it inbounds, but you have to bring 1 foot down inbounds. So this is a great job, and then they come back here and take advantage of our over pursuit and sneak that same receiver from the backside and just run a little box route with him. Good throw and catch and good protection.
Missed the extra point. So it's 17-6. Get the ball back here coming up, and a little too tight, a little different formation. Cole does a nice job of scrambling away from some pressure there and almost picks up a first down.
Hard yards right there.
Almost picks up a first down, but that was a 3 and out by the offense. Certainly don't want to see that.
Another good punt right here, and good job of Etter's doing such a fine job of pinning those guys into the sidelines, and that's just a great skill that he has. Get a fumble, just a missed mesh point here with the running back. They get back. Obviously, that burns a down. Come back, and it's just a great throw and catch right here. And we, like I said, we got caught in a coverage where we didn't get our safety over the top quick enough. And but like I said, great job. And right there, Chris had great position and forced a wide throw. So we come back out on offense and go 3 and out, and our punt team comes on, and we just get a hammer of a kick. Great job of Grant Sain and Robert Hardaway and Jay Rockholt and Leighton, those guys getting down there. So we come out. Here's a young guy, Chase Todd, that comes in, and this is a little play they saw off of our cast film and tried to run it, but did a great job. And here's where Etter, he just sees that pass. You're going to see I'm assuming we're going to see the replay here. This is just a great job of Etter jumping this pass. You'll see it right here. He sees that move, bam, he's gone and he's out and just makes a play. And that's what makes Etter, that's what makes Etter special right there. Is just he's such a great football player, such a great football player. Great job to see our offense sharing in that excitement. That's what you want. And then they take that big Mo back out on the field with them and do something with it.
Absolutely, those guys are pumped up. And like you said earlier, that was a key point in the game. Here comes DL Goins. At a time we needed a spark at fullback. Robert was tired.
Gassed.
DL, young fella, comes in, makes a good run there. And here's Marvin picking up some good blocks from some guys and running hard down to about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, great job there, and Marvin is such a downhill runner. I mean, once he knows he's going upfield, he puts that foot in the ground and gets up, and he's got great quickness. He's just a good little player. And that's, I tell you, that's just scout team also. I mean, he's just been beat up for 4 years.
Look at DL just driving down, keeping his legs turning down to about the 2 or 3 yard line there.
Well, that's the great thing about fresh legs at this point of the game.
Quarterback sneak.
And I don't understand what took so long to call this a touchdown right here. I mean, his knees were in the end zone. So, but a great job, and then they come in right here and just an outstanding job. Good job right there.
So kind of pulls the momentum back after that great interception by Etter and gets it back to 24-12, and now the kickoff.
Yeah, this is a rule that you have to, for the ball to be, if you're carried in the end zone, the only way that it's not is if you establish possession outside of the goal line. So with that would be great job right there. Outstanding job by Leighton getting a middle push and pushing him outside. Just a great job right there. We get an opportunity right here. They just run a little quick screen, and you see Jordan Keener come in, and he's so present, knowing he's got to get off the field, and he knew they was in a no huddle, and just a great job. And here our guys were just gassed. This was about a 12-play drive for them, and it was just a good hard drive, and they took it down. So it's 24-19. Wasn't surprised that they did an onside kick as much as was just really kind of surprised that their defense was playing so well. So anyhow, we went in and put our guys in there to be on the safe side, and I'm glad they kicked it at number 11.
Absolutely, great heads-up play by Etter. They had a nice setup for it there, and Etter just slides right in there and grabs the ball. And this is a point as an offense. You want to end the game. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts, and we want to get our guys, and we want to end the football game. And that's a great way to start right there on a first down running play, pick up 7 or 8 yards. Here's Marvin just piling in
right,
there.
Here's what I was talking about. I love how our line there's Chase, there's Cole, everybody's in the middle of that, pushing those guys
like
forward.
Like a rugby scrum.
Absolutely, man. I mean, once again, Marvin just getting those tough yardage.
Driving his feet.
Leaning.
BJ in there.
At this point, it's as much conditioning as it is anything. And this is why you do all that stuff in the summer and all that. But
I think we picked up 2 first downs in that drive. And that was enough with their timeouts to be able to get, and that's the best play in football right there. Except he doesn't need to go so far back. That comes off our rushing yards.
That's right. That's a negative too. So that's a great job by Coach Robinson and the Bruins is coming in to play a very tough game. Great job of our coaches and our players and our fans. Just want them to know how much we appreciate them.
Absolutely. Back to more Catamount football in just a minute.
Wood, $2.99. Wood, $1.59. Set. Mike Jones here, and you better blitz to Carpet Express. We have 3/4-inch hardwood for $2.99 a square foot. We have engineered wood for $1.59 a square foot. And to help you reach your goal to put wood in your home, Carpet Express is offering a 25 cent a square foot rebate. So rush into Carpet Express while supplies last, because everybody's out to get their quarterback.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
No, I'm not at home today. No, now I can have all of my phone calls forwarded and do all kinds of cool things now that I've signed up with OptiLink.
You're the star with OptiLink from Dalton Utilities. Local customer service, lightning fast internet, stellar phone and television at affordable rates.
I'd like to thank my mom and my friend Cassie and the phone guy from OptiLink.
Don't you deserve the star treatment? Sign up with OptiLink today.
With OptiLink, I'm the star.
At Hamilton, quality drives everything we do. It's why everything we do is with a patient in mind. It's why our associates and physicians are constantly advancing their skills with education and training. It's why we're reaching out into the communities we serve to improve the health of all residents. And our quality is why we're in the top 5% of all hospitals in the U.S. Hamilton Medical Center. Quality matters.
Back on Catamount Football, we'll talk about our upcoming opponent this week, the Lafayette Ramblers, and Coach Gable over there and his staff. They do a good job. They've got some good athletes on that team.
They do, and that's one of the pitfalls of coaching or playing or being involved in anything is looking at stat sheets and records. This is a team that's 1-5 coming in, won their first game this week over Heritage. So obviously the first component is emotion. They're going to probably come in with some emotion. We've been in that locker room, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're drawing a line and we're turning it around today. So that's the first thing. The second thing, though, is, you and I went down and scouted them when we had our off week and watched them play Cedartown. And, I mean, they were in the game up to halftime. They were in the game. They had a great scheme and did a great job of basically shutting down the running back Chubb from Cedartown, but he was just so strong. I mean, when he came out in the second half, 5 touchdowns. But, at the end of the day, I think the thing about this team is that you go back to when you played and when I played and probably anybody that's watching played. There's a name you remember, Suttles. I mean, you just go down the list of these guys. And they've got athletes. They've always had athletes. And as we've seen time and time again, game plans work. But sometimes players work better. I forget who it was yesterday on TV. I was watching them, and the guy said, hey, it's so amazing how much better I coach. When we rush for 500 yards in the game and throw for 300. I forget who it was. I was just watching on ESPN, and that's so true about this team. I mean, they've got 3 or 4 guys that can go. Kind of like Cass. They remind me a little bit of Cass in the fact that they can go the distance at any time. The last 2 years they've had the fastest player in the state. This is a team that's got size. They've got the large offensive lineman. I think he's Samoan or something like that. Big guy, huge, big, strong guy. So they run behind him and they pick up some key yards behind him. They're a young team like us as well. I was talking to Coach Gable, and he said we just hadn't gelled yet. So we're going to treat it as though they gelled this week. And we're going to get prepared to play a very good football team. Speaking about them as far as from an offensive standpoint, there's multiple. They've shown, that they like to be in the eye, that they'll come out and they have a few spread packages. And at the same time, they'll line up and get in a wing T package. So they're very multiple, and we're going to have to kind of go back. And I would say that more than likely, they're going to probably look at a lot of our films. We pretty much have everybody's films, and everybody has ours now. But this point in the season,
by the time you trade around.
Yeah, by the time you've traded around. And so I'd say we're going to probably have to go back and clean up some of the little loose ends that we've had in some of the games, because I know Coach Gable well enough to know he likes to attack personnel. He doesn't sometimes attack schemes. He attacks personnel. So I'm assuming he's going to probably go back and look at some of our personnel and see some of the areas that we've been weak in and maybe try to attack those points when we get to. What do you think about as far as the offense goes?
We saw them in a odd front defense when they played Cedartown, and that might have been trying to contain the runner. They've shown a 4-man front as well, so we'll probably prepare for both fronts. Our guys are used to seeing multiple fronts, and key for us is staying locked up on our blocks and staying on our feet and not letting anybody slip through into the backfield.
How does that change? You talk about that. How does it change when somebody hears us say an odd front versus an even front? How does that change? Does that change our plans dramatically on our offensive line?
It doesn't change. It doesn't change what we run. It just changes how we run it. Sometimes, a lot of times you'll see when we play an even front defense. That's when you see BJ out in front of the toss so much. Pulling on the weak side, getting our center out. When we play an odd front team and he's covered, if they have a middle linebacker, then he's up on the middle linebacker, and the guard's probably pulling out in front of the toss. Mm-hmm. Just some changes like that. It also changes, maybe sometimes how we play our personnel. We're fortunate to have, 8 or 9 offensive line kids that we're playing, and this week with those big, heavy 3 techniques they had, we had Dakota Tankersley in there at guard, who's 220, 30 pounds, whatever he is, versus, then we have Chip, who's 175 pounds, and does a great job of, when he's uncovered, of getting after linebackers. So, we make some adjustments like that, and it makes those kind of differences, but it doesn't really change, the play call itself, but just how we execute it.
Well, it's at this point of the season, we're seeing multiple fronts per game.
Right.
At the beginning of the season, we write out who's a 4-4, who's a 3-5, who's a 3-4, who's a 4-3, but by now you're getting pretty much a little bit of everything.
We tell our guys, the offensive linemen, that's a compliment to them. If teams change who they are or they change what they do in the course of the game, then that means you're hurting them, and they're trying to find an answer, and they can't. And it makes you feel good when they can't find it, and they change again. So
absolutely.
With saying that, let's take a break. We'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
A restaurant should be more than just a place to eat. Enjoy community, tradition, and unbeatable home-style cooking at the Oakwood Cafe, located in historic downtown Dalton. Our food, fair prices, and friendly staff have made the Oakwood Cafe one of the fastest-growing businesses in Georgia. We offer catering services that can bring our distinctive flavor anywhere. We also provide the opportunity to team up with us through franchising. Whether you're a newcomer or a regular, stop by and have the dining experience you've needed. Come feel at home with us at the Oakwood Cafe.
We got a hit. Here comes dinner!
I'm not eating that.
There's no place like Outback for our perfectly grilled shrimp and new royal port catch.
I can't believe you guys didn't catch anything.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Well, Coach Lamb, we've come to the end of another show and got a little housekeeping items to clean up like we always do each week. And one thing to mention is the JV kids had a great game against Northwest, beat their JV team last week, and going on a pretty long road trip for a JV bunch this week down to Cedartown.
That's right. This is going to be an exciting part of our season now because we pretty much have a JV game every Thursday. For the most part, we're going to try to – it'll be the opposite team this week. We had a cancellation, and Cedartown was able to put them in. And, we're going to make a road trip with with kind of the junior cats and send them down. And, this is going to be a great opportunity for, we have a progression that we try to move our kids through. We try to play our freshman games early in the year. get those kind of under our belts. Then some of those freshmen move up and move in and play with our JV because at that point the JV might play a couple of games. We're trying to bring some guys along. Then some of those JV players move up into our varsity, become part of our varsity rotation by probably games 6, 7, and 8. And then those freshmen kind of fill in that back door from those guys. So, everybody's progressing. We've had some great kids step up in our freshman program, great kids step up in our JV program. We've also sent some older kids back down the last 2 games just to get them just a little bit more work in game speed. Because we've kind of changed our practice up a little bit, and I think I know our staff likes it, and I hope the players do. Just trying to get a little better competition in there in our scout teams, and so, like I said, a lot of moving pieces within the Cats program, but all these guys are working hard, and that's why we're committed to letting these guys play. We're going to get them on the field in a many different variety of ways as possible.
We'd certainly be remiss if we didn't thank the fans, the quarterback club, the band for their support last Friday night. It was just a tremendous showing,
no doubt,
by both teams in both communities. But certainly our folks really stepped up. And
there's a lot of people that make Catamount football special, and we can never tell them all thanks. Maybe one day we can just have a show that just runs all the thank yous, But we want you to know how much we appreciate it, moms and dads as well. You're the most important part of this, and whether it's cut-ups or whatever it is, doing the catwalk. It would not be special. Your young men wouldn't have the experience that they have if it's not for you. And we really appreciate all that you guys do, and our coaches' wives and our families and everything. So
absolutely, that's very well said. And I think with that we need to invite everybody to come over the mountain.
That's right.
To Lafayette, next Friday night and support the Catamounts as we take on the Ramblers. And
that's right.
We'll close up the show like we always do. Say we'll be back next week, same cat time, same cat channel.